Hello, you guys, and thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Talk About It Thursday here on the Journey Podcast, where I am your host, Kiara. I am. I hope you got, if you tuned into Sunday's episode, I did not have my rubber bands in, but I do have them in now. I also talked about how I just started out the episode just letting you guys know that it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month and we are wearing pink for your breast cancer awareness. If you wear your pink, please tag me in your pink of the day. I would love to see it. I love to see that you guys are participating. Um, Not only do I love pink, but I do support and want to bring awareness to those that have either beat breast cancer, those that have those everybody wins. And so I just wanna bring awareness. I love it and I love pink. So yeah. And so also October is the most wonderful time of the year. It is my birthday month, guys. I'm so excited. And that is what this is so annoying. Um Today's episode is about I want to talk about my journey because I always say how grateful I am and I want you guys to understand why I'm so grateful, what I'm so grateful for. And so I'm just going to shed some light just a little bit on the journey that the journey that got me where I am today, in the mind and in the sense of gratefulness that I'm at today. And so, yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. This is hard for me to like really talk about. I'm gonna talk about it anyways. Um, yeah, guys, here I am on October 27th, 2025. I will be 33 years old, and I am just like in awe at the life that I have right now. When I always say God has been so good to me, and I want you guys to kind of at least just a little bit understand why. Um, Here I was, a 7-year old little girl. My journey in life started, of course, when I was born, but I think that things really um started for me when I was 7 years old. And so here I was at 7, experiencing my parents going through a really hard separation. And the fact that I like adored my dad, him no longer being consistently present was hard for me. And so um, I blamed my mom, and it was definitely because of a sense of because of lack of communication. I think that a lot of parents, and even to this day, I see parents that don't feel the need to explain things and situations to their children because they think of them like, oh, well, you're just a child. You don't need to know adult business. That's adult business. That doesn't have anything to do with you. And that was the mindset that my parents had at the time. And so nobody explained that to me. And not even just my parents, even those that, like my guardians at the time, those that were, they didn't, my family members, like my grandma, my aunt, whatever, they didn't feel, they wanted to hide what was going on from us, versus like letting us know and just like helping us through the process, which don't get me wrong, they did it with good intentions, thinking that they were protecting us from something that would hurt more when the entire time I was hurting terribly from the fact that I didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand what was going on. And nobody tried to help me understand. So here I was at 7, I was depressed. That depression turned into anger, aggressiveness. It turned into just like just bitterness and me just being upset with both of my parents, more so my mom because I felt like my dad could do no wrong in my eyes. And so I was like, okay, if my dad does no wrong, then it gotta be my mama. It's her fault. And it was easy for me to put the blame on her because I would like I loved my dad. I loved the air that he breathed as a little girl. And so coming from that at 7, I lived years and years in that depression and years feeling like when I had to go live with like other relatives, I felt unloved. So that sense of unloved, I was I was like craving to feel loved. Like I wanted to feel loved so bad that it was just like, no, I gotta get this love from somewhere. Um, which um which led into my life starting over again at 16. So from 7 to 16, my life started over again. And I gave birth to my oldest daughter at 16 years old, thinking that I was in love. And then I had to realize, you know what? That's not what love looks like. I felt like I wanted that love from a man or a male. And so while, I was still a child, I was like, oh, this guy loves me. He buys me all the things that I like. I love shoes. Every time shoes come out, he's supporting it. He's getting his mom to buy me shoes, and he bought me a necklace. And oh God, he just loves me so much. This is great. Whole time I'm just a kid. I'm just a girl that doesn't understand what love really looks like. Um, because it was more than just love is more than somebody buying you things and somebody hanging out with you. Love is so much deeper than that. And so here I was starting my life over again at 16 years old as a mom. 4 months after I had her, I turned 17. This year is just 32 is 16 years. That's half of my life I've been a mom. So 32 is definitely really big for me. And to say that 32 went the way that it went, I am I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I can't say that enough because I didn't see myself um one I didn't see myself one with more children. But I also didn't see myself at a place of peace. And I was talking to my friend on the phone on Sunday, and I was just expressing like this isn't the life that I saw for myself. Um because my life is I'm so grateful, y'all. My life is so peaceful right now. My life is so um I'm able to give grace. I'm not angry. I'm not depressed. I'm not bitter. Um I'm not I'm happy. I'm in a good space. And so God has been so good to me. And so here I am reflecting at almost 30 days away from 33 um of like what happened to me in life. And so also like as I became a mom, I also became a um I was basically a single mother. And so here I was, I had a baby, and the it was hard. It was hard to just navigate through that. And so here I was again. We talked about detachment and how we talked about detachment on Sunday and how the same spirits can attach themselves to you as different people in different forms or whatever the case it may be. And so here I was um, at 18, 19 years old. I had my second daughter at 19. So here I was, 19 with two children, and I allowed the same spirit to attach itself to me. Even after seeing red flags and ignoring them. And even though it was the same spirit, it came in a different form. And so I was young, and I can say that at that age, I was still learning, I was still growing. And so I didn't know how to really identify spirits and stuff like that. My spiritual journey was definitely not what it is today, where I feel like I'm a lot more capable of nipping things in the bud earlier than sooner than later, basically. And so here I was, 19, second child. I had no sense of I really didn't have a relationship with my mom that was healthy because of how I felt like she was responsible for me going into depression. And so I had to, it wasn't until I turned like 20 years old that I began to understand my mom, and I began um, to vocalize how I was feeling. And so all that time, I learned to stay in a child's place, and I learned to, not talk about adult business. But here I was an adult, and it was the time I had to realize then that it was the time for me to confront my mom about how I was feeling towards her, because all she knew was that I was just angry, and I had no I didn't really try to although she tried to guide me as a mother, I felt like she had no space to do that. And I felt like I really forgot how good of a mom she was when before the separation and so forth and so on. My mom was definitely like, she was like the best mom when her and my dad were together. And so I never took into consideration what was going on with her and in her world, because nobody ever talked about it. It was never our place to even ask or to for us to know, because it was like, oh, stay in a child's place, you're a child, you don't need to know that, that's none of your business, why are you asking questions about adult business? And so here I was, old enough to confront my mom, because I was an adult. So here I am, I'm an adult, and now it's time that I let her know how she made me feel. Whole time. Um, I began to understand my mom after confronting her, after communicating my feelings and my thoughts to her. And I, not one time um, in my life did my mom ever say anything negative prior to me talking to her. She never said anything negative about my dad. However, my dad definitely um, made it to where he can stay in good grace with me, at least. I can't speak for my other siblings, but with me at the least, my dad would tell me like, oh yeah, like, yeah, that wasn't my fault, that wasn't my decision, I would have done something different, or or whatever the case may be. I don't want to go into details, but I can't say the same, I can't give that same narrative on my dad's behalf, because um he made me feel like I was rightfully blaming her for why they had gotten to the place that they were in. And so I continued to blame my mom, and then I talked to her, and she was like, "What?" I never said to her anything that my dad said. Um but I did, I confronted her. I let her know how I felt, and I was like, well, you know what? She was like, no, I never, that's not how the story went, or this is why the story went that way. This is why that happened. This is what I was dealing with. And she kind of let me into her world. And, I know that it was hard for her, because I feel like talking about certain things kind of force you to relive those things. And that's hard. Because right now, like, I'm having the hardest time just trying to share my journey and share with you guys why I'm so grateful for 33, why I'm celebrating myself. Because you might think, like, girl, please, it's just a birthday, chill. But you don't know what I've been through. And so here I had more kids, and let me just do the math real quick. Um, If I am gonna be 33 now, by the time I was 24 years old, I had already had I had already had 6 kids. I had already had 6 kids by the time I was 24 years old. Like from 16 to 24, that is 8 years. I had 6 kids. No, I never got to I never really like lived a teenage life for real. Because I was a mom and I chose, I was like, I said to myself, I'm going to be the best mom. I'm going to do everything that I wanted my mom to do. I'm going to, and not even just my mom, my parents. I'm going to do everything that I wanted my parents to do. And I'm going to be this best parent. And I'm going to, regardless of what that looks like, and I'm not going to let anybody hurt my kids' feelings. And yeah, and so in those years as a kid, we moved around a lot. So we moved to Atlanta first, and then we moved back to Charleston, and then it was like back to Atlanta, and then back to Charleston, and then the end all was we were there in Charleston. And so that was hard going to different schools, making new friends. It got to a point where I didn't even want to make friends because it was like, okay, we're probably gonna have to leave these people soon. So, what's the point in making friends? So, I started to be hard to get along with. Um, and um, it just was like, it was difficult. It wasn't easy. And so, I couldn't make friends. I moved back to Charleston and made friends, because living in Atlanta as a kid that spoke the way that that had the dialect that people from Charleston have. It was hard. I didn't want to talk to people because it was like, oh, can you say that again? Are you from the islands? Are you from here? I was like, I got to a point where I just stopped talking. I didn't want to talk, and I got depressed even more again. And so here I was coming back into that deep, deep, deep depression. I was already depressed, but it just got worse and worse. So I feel like I'm bouncing around a lot. But yeah. And so here I was in my childhood growing up, and I was just like, okay, I never, I hated my life so bad as a kid. And so, like I said, I blame my mom, but when my mom let me into her world, she kind of helped me to understand what was going on in her life. I had been at a point where I was coming up on experiencing um, my own separation. So I had gotten married, and and then it was just like I was reliving those things. I didn't know how to live without the love that I thought that I had found. And when I was forced to do so, um, it got hard again. It got hard to navigate through life again. Because now it's not just me. I have 6 kids. And I'm only, I'm just a baby. And so I think at that point, I was like 27 or 28. And so here I was thinking that I had just found my footing, and I'm going through a separation at 28 years old. It's like, oh my God, or 27, one of the two. I can't remember exactly. I don't even want to remember. But here I am experiencing this, and I'm having to start over again. So here I was 7, I was 16, and then again I was 28. And so that was hard. That was definitely hard. Um that was not easy for me. So here I am now at 33, and I can't say that there is anything that could happen today that would make me ungrateful for where I am right now. God has been so good to me. I'm not depressed. Um I'm not mad. I'm not angry, or mad and angry is the same thing. I'm not sad. I'm happy. I'm at peace. At the peace that I have today is not a peace that I've had since I was 6. uh 6 and before. I And I still, like, as an adult, I still was trying to figure out life. I still was trying to figure out hurt. I still was trying to figure out why I'd been lied to, why I'd been deceived, um, why nobody found it necessary to show up for me, why I was maintaining one-sided relationships, and now I am okay. And so I'm so grateful. I can't, like, and that's why I say it all the time because I think about it, and it makes me want to cry. I cry sometimes thinking about how good God is, how good God has been to myself and my siblings, because my siblings are also, um, they're okay. They're alive. The four of us, we, we made it, And so I'm grateful on behalf of all of us because, I didn't see this, you know? And so, that's why I always say, like, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for this journey. I'm grateful for all of the other journeys that's inside of this journey. And so, yeah, I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. These are tears of joy. I can say that. If I could say anything to 16 or 7 year old Kiera, I would say you're going to be okay. I would say that, and I would also say, um, what's coming is better. Oh God, I'm crying. But these are tears of joy, guys. I'm not sad. I'm grateful. I'm, I'm gonna be 33. um, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm grateful for everybody that comes, and tunes in every week. I'm grateful for everybody that is to come, everybody that is, that encourages me to just continue on this journey. I'm grateful. I am. And I can't say that enough. And I hope that um we go far. I hope that we keep growing. Um we all keep growing. I hope that we all keep fighting. Um I pray that the weapons that are continuously formed, I pray that they continue to not prosper. Because they are gonna form. He didn't say they wouldn't form. He said they wouldn't prosper. And so, I'm grateful. And, if you are going through a time that is hard right now, if you're going through a time that is just difficult, that you don't see yourself getting through, that you don't see yourself growing through, that you don't see yourself passing, I am, definitely proof that you are going to be okay. And I hope that, you look forward to telling however year old yourself is, that you're going to be okay. Even if it's tomorrow, even if it's today, and you say, you know what, tomorrow you're going to be okay. You might be having a hard day. You might be having a hard week. You might be having a hard month. It might be a hard year. Um, y'all, in this times, I've had hard years and I'm okay today. I'm so grateful. Um, those hard times, they made me who I am, and I'm grateful for who I am right now. Um, I'm grateful for the mom that I, was able to be, despite the disconnect, as a child. I'm grateful for the wife that I'm capable of being. I'm grateful for the friend that I'm able to be, because I, you know, I didn't see myself here now. And so, if you have anybody that's, in your ear trying to tell you you're not going to be okay. I was told I wasn't going to graduate from high school, and I definitely, I did that. I was told that I couldn't be successful with the amount of kids that I had, and I definitely did that. Um, I was told that I was a bad friend, and I can have at least three friends right now. I can call them and they would say that I'm an amazing friend and that they appreciate the friend that I am. And I can just that's why, guys, I always get up here and I say that I'm grateful. Um because I am. I have every reason to be grateful. Um and so yeah, that's it. That's this week's episode of Talk About It Thursday. I want to give you guys homework because I love to. I used to want to be a teacher when I was little. That's probably why I like giving homework. I can see that being the narrative. But this week's homework is what are you grateful for? Also, what would you tell your 7 year old self today? If you could go back and whisper in your 7 year old self's ear, what is it that you would say? Or what, or your whatever years old you were when life started over. You know, when life began. It doesn't matter if you were 19 starting college, um, or 20 starting college, whatever, whenever it was that you feel like life started over for you, what would you go back to today and tell yourself at that age? Um, Let me know. I hope that you guys are having the best week. I hope that um something happened um something happened that was good. I hope that you wore pink this week. If not, you still got a couple of days. um I hope that you're being obedient. I hope you're showing up for yourself. I hope you're showing up for those that show up for you, not just anybody. Show up for those that show up for you. Um yeah. I'm grateful, guys. I love you guys with my whole heart. I will see you guys Sunday. I'm excited about what's to come on Sunday. I'm excited about my birthday. Yeah, and so happy October. Live a little, love a little, we'll love a lot. Um, and just make the best of the time that is to come. Um, yeah, have a good one. Oh, guys, make sure you guys visit the website, thejourneypodcast.life. Hit me up on the hotline if you need to. Hit me up on Instagram. Tag me in those pink pictures, please. I would love to see you guys in pink. I would love to see you guys. And I'm gonna repost, so just make sure it's a picture that you want to repost. And yeah, that's it. I love you guys with my whole heart. Have a good one.